What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Red Devils Africa podcast, where it's post Watford versus Man United and pre United versus Newcastle. We have had some time now to reflect on the Watford result, and I just want to get your feelings on how you're feeling now, Maloto.
Yeah, no, nothing's changed. I'm still quite pissed about what happened. It was shocking. Like Govich was saying, it's the lowest we've been as a club, and I agree with that. I mean, we had our full squad, we had everything, so Ole has no excuse for that result. So yeah, it's still quite disappointing.
It is very disappointing, and what are you hoping to see now in the Newcastle game?
Pogba. I think that's all we can say. I think we're hoping to see Pogba in that 10 and more creativity. If in an ideal world, I'm hoping to see McTominay in the 6 and maybe Pogba and Fred box to box, but he's never going to do that because Ole is. I want to call him a coward. I don't want to insult Ole, but his tactics have been very cowardly. So I
That's in
think the only hope is Pogba playing in the 10, and I hope
Yeah.
we can create more from that.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm gonna elaborate on that point later on in the show because I do have a slide for us to view and discuss on my formation versus what I think Oli is going to do. But before
Okay.
we get to that, uh, do you do you think if you could have three signings now, who would you bring in to help United?
As much as I feel like Madison would be a better fit for the club because he's a United fan and he suits the play style, I feel like Chan and Ericsson are available right now.
Yeah,
Chan, I
yeah.
think, is a good one. And for some reason, United say they won't touch him. And Ericsson, he has his doubters, but then he's creative. So if we can play Ericsson and Pogba next to each other, with Chan behind them, in an ideal world, I think that could really work for our club, and
Yeah,
could really
that
boost us in the hunt for top four.
Yeah, and I heard something very interesting about Christian Eriksen that deal I don't think will happen anymore. I think Eriksen was going to do it, but now that he's seeing the state and unstableness of our club, he just doesn't think that the United move is going to be the right for him. Which I don't
Uh,
blame him. Again, I think we
yeah,
have stooped down so low that I'm worried. I'm really worried and concerned about Man United's future.
yeah, it's scary, eh? It's scary. The fact that we've gone from the club that everyone wants to play for to the club that no one wants to come close to because we're a black hole. I remember an analyst called us that we're a black hole. Like we suck people in and destroy their careers. We've basically destroyed Mourinho's career. We've destroyed top players' careers, and I don't blame anyone who doesn't want to come to this club.
Exactly, and now we are a proper mid-table team.
Yeah.
Uh, a quote from Oli after the game. He said that Paul Pogba can play anywhere. That he's a box-to-box midfielder. He can drop deep, play them long passes. He can get high up and combine with 1-2s. That's the beauty of having Paul because he's the best all-round midfielder in the world. Now the funny thing is, when we first had Paul in the beginning of the season before he got injured, he was playing
Yeah,
him in the holding. So it just shows again how Oli contradicts himself. What do you have
yeah,
to say
yeah.
about that?
Yeah, and I agree. I think that's a bullshit statement, really. Yes, Pogba is a rounded player, but you've never used him to his full abilities, so I don't know what you're trying to say. I feel like at the beginning of the season, he wanted to play counter-attacking, and Pogba's long balls held from the six. So he did that, which was a bit ridiculous. Because when you think about it, as a big team, you need creativity. And just Lingard and Pereira won't get us the creativity. I think we all knew that. I think Ola knew that, but I don't know why he was forcing it, because he's training with them every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think now he's just trying to. I think it's a whole we don't need new midfielders thing kind of thing. I think he's just trying to build up the idea that Pogba will somehow fix our problems, which I don't think will happen.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, Paul is just, he's just one man. Despite him being as brilliant as he is and having the potential that he is, he
Mm,
first of all doesn't want to be here, and I don't
yeah,
blame him. So we can't just rely on one man. But that just brings me to the point because, I honestly think the only way we're gonna get better from this is that it has to be changed from top to bottom.
yeah, definitely. I
And the
agree.
Glazers, I don't think the Glazers are going anywhere. But like, if they did have to fire Oli, like I said in the previous podcast, if we bring in a manager like a Poch or someone else, at least we shouldn't at least be dropping points to Newcastle, to
Mm,
Watford, to all these lower division teams.
yeah, now I agree with that opinion because I feel like as much as it won't change much, at least we'll have a manager who knows what he's doing tactically. And with that, I mean, it's not like less of the best squad out there, but Brendan
Yeah.
Rodgers is still getting the results with them. So we need
Yeah.
a manager who can do the most from as little as possible.
Yeah. And the thing is now I'm officially Oli out, and I do think that those two wins against Spurs and Pep against City, they saved his
Yeah.
job. So I don't think there's any ways that they're gonna say Oli. Fire Oli. And especially now that if we do get the Erling Haaland, he literally is gonna come to our club because of Oli. And so I
Yeah.
don't think the club is gonna fire Oli, and then Haaland is gonna come and be like, I only came here because of the manager.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think the Haaland signing kind of protects his job at least till March. Because I feel like he can fire himself, as we keep saying. If the
Yeah.
results are so bad that will bag just above the relegation zone, they have to fire him.
Yeah.
Like, they have to fire him. There's nothing they can do. The biggest club in the world can't be languishing in 15th. They're gonna have to fire him. But yeah, I think he's here for a while now, and I think we're gonna see a lot of inconsistency going forward.
That's true. And then I just wanted to tell you because our next fixtures are Newcastle this Thursday, Burnley, then Arsenal, then Wolves and City. So those are some tough games where, Oli could be able to get a result. But if you think that Oli keeps on losing or drawing, how many games do you think until the pressure really comes on?
Phew. I think in that space, if he loses like 3 times or 4 times, I think they have. I don't know. I don't think they'll fire him. To be honest. Okay, let me just say, if he doesn't pick up any points in that run, he has to be fired. Or if he drops points in almost every game, he has to be fired because we'll be very far down the table.
Yeah, and I think that, the Glazers and now the board are completely just, they're praying to whoever they
Yeah,
pray to, they're hoping that this works out. And that's just ridiculous to think that
it
a
is.
club of Man
It is.
United stature is just relying on literally faith and hope.
Yeah, it says a lot. It shows that they're not willing to fix it the right way. They're not
Yeah,
willing to spend money on a technical director, on a top manager. They want the easy way out because it's all about
yeah,
the money. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then let's just moving on to the upcoming Newcastle game this Thursday. We're obviously at home. Uh, what are your thoughts going into it?
Like, don't you know? I can't tell you anymore. I've been saying every week we'll win, and trusting them, but I don't know anymore. I'm not gonna predict. I can't predict. I don't know what to say. All I'll say is that we won't have an easy game. We are going to struggle, and the possibility of us losing is very high.
Yeah, well, let's think back to the first time we played Newcastle this season. Obviously, freaking Steve Bruce outclassed Ollie. And
Yeah,
Steve Bruce isn't, all due respect,
he doesn't
Steve
even
Bruce
believe in
isn't the
tactics.
best of manager, but he completely outplayed Ollie and got the result at the end of the day. That just shows how bad of a manager we have at our club, despite him being a club legend. Like I said, nothing against the guy. I love him and everything. He's a club
Yeah,
legend, but manager-wise, he's just not. He doesn't have the
yeah,
tool set
yeah.
to
We're
to
that club
train
that
and coach Man United. But yeah, you were
yeah,
saying
we're that club that gives teams a boost. Teams come to us, win, and they get a boost and start doing well. We've become that club, and it's so sad.
it is sad. You know,
Yeah,
freaking like Robin Hood, take from the rich, give to the poor.
yeah, yeah.
And it is really shocking. So let's just go to the predicted lineup.
Okay,
And okay, yeah, on the screen, yeah, I've got what I think is Ollie's starting lineup against Newcastle. So
okay.
obviously in goal, David De Gea. I don't think you disagree.
Yeah, definitely. Even
Despite
after
him,
the mistakes, I agree. Yeah.
yeah, despite him having the stumble and dip in
Wait,
form, I don't.
before you go any further, did you hear what Ole said about what the mistakes? Apparently, De Gea was preparing for a counter. I mean, what bullshit is that?
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's such bullshit.
Yeah, well, I didn't hear that personally, but that if that is true, but that just shows how much trouble we are in. Definitely.
Wow.
The thing is, what, also at De Gea, I feel like, despite him lacking confidence at the beginning of the season, De Gea looked to be our captain. He even had the armband. And then obviously after that game where we did badly and he came out and, he basically exposed the board and the tactics and says it's just not good enough, which I agree with. I love to hear that from the players. And ever
Mhm.
since then, stripped of captaincy. And it just doesn't seem like he's here for what he signed a new contract for.
Yeah, and not just him. Like, this is dip in mentality. I mean, look at De Gea, look at Maguire, look at Dan James. When they started, there were three best players, maybe. maybe one Basaka in that group. I'll remove him because he's still being consistent. But those three have dropped so much, and you can tell that it's a mentality thing. So
Yeah,
it's so sad.
the mentality in this team is extremely weak.
Yeah, it's always been really.
It's just like that stat, you know. As soon as United go 1-0 down, and if they don't get the first goal or penalty or something, it just our
Yeah,
heads drop and we never ever come back anymore.
yeah. All we do when we concede in the last minute.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah,
I honestly think there's no going forward. I don't know. You know, maybe Ollie can learn, but we've been saying he's gonna learn, and he just hasn't. So I don't have any reason or proof that he's gonna learn.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
moving on to the right back, Wan Bissaka, obviously. You agree?
yeah, yeah, definitely. I think as
Yeah,
much as he made a mistake, he's a quality right back.
yeah,
I
and I
mean,
think this continue.
yeah, I mean, do that tackle 10 more times, probably gets it 9 times. So I think he's a quality right back.
And I think despite him making that mistake on the weekend, I was going to say that I don't expect his head to drop. You know,
Yeah,
I think he'll still give in a solid 7 out of 10 performance at least every game, and do his thing.
yeah. He's actually been our most consistent player.
Yeah, he has been one of our more consistent players. And then, interesting enough, going into the centre back pairing, Maguire and Lindelof. Now, obviously, I think they pretty much picked themselves, but do you think that the partnership of Maguire and Lindelof are actually working out, or would you change one of them?
You know, I've been crying out for Maguire and Tanzwebe. And I feel like at the moment, some people might say, why Maguire? Because he's off form. Maybe Lindelof and Tanzwebe. But I feel like
Yeah.
Maguire is a quality centre back, and I guess we need to play him into the form. Or even maybe dropping him can help him out. But I do feel like Tanzwebe has to come in for one of them.
Yeah, and plus Maguire has been playing like every single game. He even played in the Europa games, the Cup games, so he has been playing a lot of games.
Yeah, maybe dropping can happen.
Yeah, and I think that needs to show the ruthlessness, you know. Like I don't care that you're Maguire. Yeah, we spent 80 million on you. You are the captain's armband, but if you are not performing on the pitch, you're gonna get dropped.
Yeah, you have to go.
This is what United need to go back to, you know. No more just because he's Rashford or he's Greenwood or he's Maguire. We can't just say because they're one of us that they're gonna
Yeah,
play. If you are not good enough, you getting out of this team.
yeah. I mean, we're the
But
team that won the league with Cleverly and a while back playing.
yeah,
So
exactly.
yeah,
But obviously, Oli is the nice guy. I doubt he's gonna do that. He's gonna be like Harry, captain of this, captain that. Such a great leader. Oh my god.
I would just go back to Melbourne, honestly.
Yeah, and then left back. Do you think Williams will start or Luke Shaw?
No, I think Luke Shaw. I think he's been consistent in the last few games.
Yeah, and I've been quite happy with him going forward. I just hope that he can, stay consistent, stay fit, and doesn't get injured.
Yeah, yeah. But on Luke Shaw, can I ask, do you think going forward he's the best left back to, let's just say, win a title with us?
No, I don't think so. I think if we're gonna win a title, we probably need another left back.
Yeah.
I'm starting to think we're gonna need like a whole squad.
I don't know about that, but I feel like there's a lot of players that need to go.
Yeah, like Wan Bissaka, Pogba.
Yeah, yeah.
Not
But a
sure.
lot of the squad is not up for it.
Yeah, and then obviously the two defensive midfielders are going to be McTominay and Fred. You think?
If Ola plays McTominay and Pogba in the 6 and plays Lingard in the 10, I am going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
I'm going
And
to
he
lose
could
my mind.
very well do that. But yeah, I just
Yeah,
predicted that on the screen. Yeah, I predicted he is going to play Pogba on the 10 because of that comment I read out earlier.
yeah,
He feels like Paul is a good box to box midfielder. We need creativity, someone who's going to move the ball fast. So I'm hoping that even if he
yeah,
does keep this formation, he's going to play Pogba at the 10.
yeah. If he doesn't, then Ola is just out of his depth. He has no idea what he's doing and he needs to just pack up and get out now. Because
Yeah.
we need a creative player. We're playing with two holding midfielders. We need a 10, and Pogba's the best 10 we have right now.
Now let me just give you a scenario here, right? Now what happens if he plays McTominay and Pogba at the holding, but then he drops Fred for Jesse Lingard?
Phew. Yo, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the fan base is going to explode. If
Where
he
do
does
you
that,
and where do you stand with Lingard?
Lingard needs to chill. 2 months off or even more. He just needs to chill. I know he's going through some stuff and we respect that, but then we can't let that justify bad results. He's
Exactly.
not playing well. He's not creative. So Lingard needs to chill a bit, really.
Exactly. Like,
And
if
to
despite
be honest,
everything happening, yeah,
yeah.
continue.
To be honest, I'd rather have Mata starting over Lingard. I know Mata's not amazing, but that Mata can open up defenses. I'd rather have
Yeah.
him starting over Lingard. Lingard is just bad.
Yeah. I was gonna say, despite Lingard going through all of these things, and I wish him all the best with it, but I would personally say to Lingard, like, listen, I know you came out recently to the public announcing that you're going through some personal stuff, and I understand that. But for like the last 8 months and a year, you've been quite shit. So listen, I want you to take some time off. It's Christmas time, spend it with your family or whatever, sort it out, and then whenever you mentally right, come back to me, and let's
Yeah,
see if we can work or build on something at least. But you should not be playing. Lingard should not be in the squad.
yeah. Has the club even said anything about his recent relief? Like, have
Nah,
they said anything about him saying his mental issues?
nah, yeah, nothing. That's what I'm saying. This club is run so badly, and the club hasn't even dealt with the Lingard situation well, because
Yeah,
he's
that's
playing every
insane.
week still. So I mean,
Yeah,
come on,
that's insane.
like
Obviously, he
how?
was hoping for a response.
Yeah. And then right wing, I think he's still going to play James. I just don't see Ollie starting Greenwood. Despite him saying Greenwood is keep making it hard for him, and Greenwood deserves time. I just don't see Ollie playing Greenwood.
To be honest, I'm hopeful. I think he'll start Greenwood.
So you think Ollie's going to learn and play Greenwood?
Fingers crossed. I've fallen down this trap before, but
Yeah.
fingers crossed. I think he'll start Greenwood this time.
And you think Martial obviously up front and Rashford on the left?
No, definitely. He'll never drop those two.
Yeah. Okay. Now that was what I predicted Ollie's team's going to look like, right? And then this is what now if I was manager of United, this is the team I would play. Can you see it on your screen?
No, nothing yet.
Let me know when you can see it. Well, until you can see it. I went back to the 4-3-3 attacking
Okay.
that Ollie
Okay.
first played when he got the job. The
Hmm.
reason why he got that damn job, you know. Now
Yeah.
I kept McTominay in the holding and Fred as the other box to box because I feel like Fred is way better going forward,
Yeah.
and he
Definitely.
can pick out a pass. And I think McTominay suits that defensive midfielder. And plus, you spend so much money on your centre back and right back this season. You gotta have faith and trust in them that they can do
Yeah.
it with one defense. You don't
Yeah.
need two defensive midfielders, especially against the lower teams like the Newcastles and the
Um,
Watfords and the Villas. Maybe against 32 and then counter works because it does work. But against these smaller teams, this is how I feel you
yeah.
should line up and pick them
Yeah.
apart.
Yeah. I agree. I mean, like, in what world can Maguire, Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, and Shaw not deal with Newcastle's attack? I don't see
Exactly.
in what world can they not deal with
Well,
it.
well,
I
last
feel
time we
like
played Newcastle, Sean Longstaff and Matty Longstaff turned into Iniesta and Xavi, and Steve Bloody
yeah.
Bruce outclassed Ollie the Clown Solskjaer. So,
Mhm.
you know,
Yeah, I can see it now. I feel like the system is making our defenders look bad because they will attack and attack. Eventually, it doesn't matter who you are, they're going to score. If Man City played like us, they'll concede a lot because it's just relentless attack after attack on the defense when you should be holding the game and you should be the one who's the aggressor. So
yeah.
I agree with this formation 100%.
And the thing is with this formation, it should uh, speed up the pace of the ball and play balls
Yeah.
more quicker. Ollie was complaining and saying that after the game, it was just one of those days where they weren't passing the ball fast enough. And I was just thinking, no ways.
Bullshit.
You
Mm.
and the coaches are training them to play like this negative football. You literally change the formation to mine. You tell
Yeah,
them, don't take more than one touch when you're on the attack. Play in
yeah,
triangles, and you will open up. And you have,
yeah.
especially with Paul Pogba, if there's nothing on, I'm pretty sure Pogba, and we've seen it, can put a ball
Mhm.
over the top, and one of the guys in front has enough pace and enough skill to deal with it, take it down, run past everyone, and score.
Mhm. I feel like if Ole wants to save his job, he needs to play like this.
He
This will
does.
save his job.
He
Yeah.
needs, if he wants to save his job, gain the trust of the fans and everything back, he needs to go back to what got
Yeah.
him the job in the first place in that 3 months. This
Yeah.
4-3-3.
Yeah.
Pogba at the box to box. Herrera
Yeah.
is not there anymore, but Fred is obviously, he looks like he gets better every game.
Yeah. It's decent
And
formation.
and I would start Greenwood on the right wing instead of James
Mm.
because I feel like he deserves to be rewarded. And I feel like I love James. I feel like he's the fastest. He does put in a cross every time he gets there. But I feel like the boys just so tired and drained mentally. United exhausts you. It exhausts the fans, exhausts the players. Everything just it's just like everyone's got no energy.
Yeah, he's mentally finished. Really, I feel like rotate, play James in the big games because we're playing on the counter, and then play Greenwood in the games where we need someone who can unlock and score goals from nothing. There's
Or
nothing wrong with it.
even if he doesn't play James in the big games, imagine if we had to bring on James for like the last 30 minutes when everyone's tired or
Sorry?
something, and we have James's fresh legs in the last 30 minutes, 20
Okay,
minutes
true. Yeah,
to unlock.
yeah, true. And you can't tell me Ole's planning to play counter-attacking forever. Like,
Yeah,
how's counter-attacking going to win us the league?
exactly. But you know what? It seems like I said, that's why I'm all out. I just don't think he's going to learn. We can
Yeah,
say all these things, what he should do, and us as fans can see it. I'm sure even non-Man United fans can see the problems.
yeah, they're
But
laughing
for
at it.
some
They're just,
reason, the manager of Manchester United, the coaches of Manchester United, and the owners of Manchester United, and the players, just they can't do it.
yeah, no.
And if Oli has to play this 4-3-3 and attack, and he loses every game or whatever, and he loses his job, I'll be like, you're not fair play. Fair play.
Yeah,
That's what I
I
wanted
feel
to
the
see.
same. I feel like a lot of us would be okay with that because we just want to see our team move forward and play good football.
Exactly. And now, with this front three, if we had to play Rashford, Martial, and Greenwood, now would you play young 18-year-old Greenwood on the right wing, or would you put him maybe in the center forward, put Martial like on the left, Rashford on the right, or something like that?
Now I think like this is the best. I think they're most productive like this because Rashford is amazing on the left, Martial is amazing on striker, and Greenwood is good on the right wing. I
Yeah,
feel
and
like
especially
Rashford
if
on
he
the
can't.
right,
Yeah,
yeah,
continue.
Rashford on the right just doesn't work.
Yeah. And I was thinking that, with Greenwood on the right, if he does cut in, that wonder of a left foot, that ball will 100% go in that net. Man
You
like
just
Robin
imagine,
Van Persie out here.
dude. Just a video of Robin Percy saying that Greenwood is copying his technique and he's doing
You know,
exactly what he used to do. How do
yeah,
you feel about that
it's
video?
okay. No, I didn't see it, but it's okay. Greenwood, watch all the Robin Van Persie videos, watch the Ruud van Nistelrooys, I don't care, he's doing the things. I really want him, I want to see him play, at least give the fans some positive and something to smile about on Thursday's game,
Yeah,
you know.
I don't think
But
I don't think he'd appreciate. He's trying to Van Persie, but I
yeah,
do think he's a talented player.
yeah,
But yeah, I feel like imagine with Pogba and Fred, the fluidity plus the rotation of that front three, because they can basically all play in every position. How amazing would
exactly,
that be? How much easier
exactly.
would that make it to break down small teams?
That's what I'm saying. There
Yeah.
is only hope. Is we have to hope and pray that Oli goes back to this 4-3-3. Pogba and Fred box to box, Martial, Rashford, and Greenwood or James.
Yeah, yeah.
But if we have to go back one slide and go to this Oli predicted starting 11, it just what are we
So,
supposed to do with this? We don't learn it from it. We don't learn anything from this. Every single game, we're
yeah,
losing
it's so
to the bottom team, so it doesn't work against the bottom team. So what must we do as fans?
what I don't get. This guy's screaming about how this season is a learning season and it's gonna make us better next season. But you're not learning. How's doing the same thing learning? He contradicts himself in so many of his own statements. It's so funny.
It is very funny, and you know what? All I have left to say about it is that as fans, we will die with this club. This club could get relegated, and we're taking it with us to our deathbeds and everything. We're not going to change because that's just how it is. You know, I
Yeah.
know there are some fans, plastic fans, that move on, but I myself, I haven't missed a game in years. I'm going to stick with this team until I die, and it's
You
very
know,
depressing at the moment. It's very
it is.
depressing.
Yeah.
All I want to see is my club to succeed. That's all I want.
Yeah. Especially when your main rivals are running away with the titles
Yeah,
and winning the Champions Leagues.
you can't do anything about it.
Yeah.
What are your score predictions for the Newcastle game?
I didn't
Obviously,
want to predict, but I'll predict. Oh, I hope I don't regret this. I
home
really.
at Old Trafford, Pogba's back. Maybe Oli learns, maybe he doesn't.
If we don't win today,
We
if
lost
tomorrow,
against the
Thursday,
bottom of a league team. So, Maloto, I leave it for you.
if we don't win, I'm never predicting a win for this club. So, so I'm going to say 3-1 United.
3-1 United.
Yeah.
That's just, what, everyone wants some positivity. There is some positivity for you right there. I feel like, what?
Oh, and that's all on Pogba. I know that's insane to
Yeah,
say, but that's
yeah.
all on Pogba, really.
That's what I was about to say. Like, what? If I was going to say, I predict that if United's going to win this game, everything relies on Paul Pogba.
Mm-mm.
The whole game relies on Paul Pogba.
That's hilarious.
You know what? If Paul Pogba doesn't show up, I don't
Yeah.
even think we're going to get a draw. Or not, we might get a draw
We might
because we're at
lose.
home.
We might
But
lose.
I'm going to predict a 1-1 draw.
That's probably the safest bet. That's probably the best bet, actually, with this
I
club.
feel like, knowing United and the past games, I feel like, all of a sudden we get an early goal, Rashford gets a penalty or something stupid like that. And then, Matty Longstaff or Sean Longstaff all of a sudden turns into a Paul Scholes or Xavi Iniesta and smashes it from outside the box in the goal. And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to regret that prediction.
If all fair play, if United win 3-1 tomorrow, I clapped you. I clapped Team Malota. I clapped to anyone else who thinks United are going to win 3-1 tomorrow. Obviously,
Yeah.
I don't want anything but a United win. Come that first whistle, every United fan just wants them to win, despite what they predicted and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
What
even if we
man?
do win, it depends on the manner in which we win. Because if
Yeah.
we just win by a goal in the counter or a lucky penalty, I'm not going to be as positive because this still shows that we're not learning anything. It's just our quality was better.
Yeah. It will be like
However,
that.
yeah,
We've seen time and time again, this guy is incapable of learning. Or
exactly.
he's doing it on purpose. I mean,
Yes.
he must be doing it on purpose. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer played as Ferguson.
It's like he's trolling us. He's you trolling us. You're taking the piss from us fans.
What
You
the
and the
heck?
owners are taking us for a ride.
They don't feel us.
They don't feel us, they don't respect us, we don't deserve this as fans, They don't deserve us. These guys don't deserve us.
We're one of the best fan bases out there. They don't deserve us.
They don't. And at us as fans again, I just let's stop fighting with each other, We all support Man United for a reason. We want them to be the best. And if you guys do want to make an impact, don't support the Glazers in any way. Like I haven't bought any United merchandise or anything that supports them.
Yeah. I've also made a conscious decision I'm never buying that merchandise.
And I was gonna buy this season shirt, you know what? Because this season shirt is banging. Got the
It's lit,
triple crest thing around it. I'm like, yo.
It's lit. A lot of people don't agree with that. It's lit.
Yeah. But anyways, we'll see you guys for the match reaction after Newcastle. Let's all hope that it's a United win. Let's hope it's a positive win. Let's hope Ole does build on it. I really doubt it. I'm basically done with Ole and his club and the owners. I'm not gonna let my standards drop for Man United. We need to be winning things. We are the biggest team in England. We need to go back there. I can't stand Liverpool being there or City being there. You know what? So I'm not gonna let my expectations drop.
I feel like we need to start hosting prayer sessions and fasting for the games.
Like I said, I don't even think Jesus is gonna help us anymore. But anyways, at that point, before this conversation gets out of control, remember to like, subscribe, let us know your thoughts and how you're feeling going ahead of this game in the comments below. Remember to please subscribe. We are trying to hit 20 subscribers. Thank you all for the support. Follow us on our Instagram, Twitter, as well as our presenters. Links will be in the description below. And yeah, Malo, do you have anything else to say?
Nah, I'm all good. I just hope we see a difference. That's all I can say.
Yeah, well, you and I get depressed and Marcus is there on the beach. But I'm sure he'll keep tabs and, it'll make us feel better that he's with us.
Yeah.
Anyways, guys, check you next time.